So do you have an FHA loan and wondering how you're going to pay back those missed payments that are accumulating during the forbearance period? Well, that's what we're going to dive into today. I'm going to take the time to give you more detail on what FHA's partial claim is. A lot of you guys have reached out and asked, what is a partial claim? Well, the partial claim is when FHA gives you the ability to take those missed payments and defer them to the end of the loan. But before we get into that, I'm Jeb Smith. I'm a real estate broker here in Southern California, and I want to ask a favor. If you're new to my channel and you're interested in all things real estate, whether it's buying and selling real estate, or you're a homeowner and just want to keep up to date on trending topics, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button in the bottom corner. And give me a thumbs up if you like this content. My goal here is to help educate buyers, sellers, and homeowners through the real estate process. And by subscribing and sharing, it helps me accomplish that goal. So, a lot of you guys have reached out because I've done videos on Fannie and Freddie and their deferment option, which, a deferment, let's back up for a second, talk about what a deferment is. A deferment is the ability to take all of those missed payments and add them to the end of your loan. So it's not a lump sum payment, it's not a repayment plan, it's not a loan modification, it's literally taking those payments, adding them to the end of your loan, at which point you can pay them at some point in the future when your loan gets paid off. And so FHA, they came out with something that's a little bit different than Fannie and Freddie in what they call a partial claim. Now, a partial claim is a junior lien, a no interest junior lien that's added to the end of your loan. And you might ask, what is a junior lien? Well, it's a second mortgage that's added to the end of your loan. And it stays there until your loan is either paid off, refinanced, or what have you. And there's no interest accumulated. So if your payment was $3,000 a month and you missed 12 months of payments, hypothetically, that's $36,000. That $36,000 that would be added as a junior lien at the end of your loan. Now, how do you qualify for this? Well, there are some qualifications. Not everybody that went into forbearance will actually qualify for a partial claim. So this is a conversation that you're going to have with your lender to discuss the options that you have. So, these are options that are discussed prior to your forbearance ending, generally about 30 days out. So if you went on a 6-month forbearance, 180 days, and you didn't choose to or ask for an extension, in that 5th month, you're going to be talking to your servicer, your lender, about your options. And one of those options is a lump sum payment, right? Where you can pay all of those missed payments in a lump sum. And now what's going to happen is your lender is going to evaluate your circumstance and decide on which options you can qualify for. In order to qualify for the partial claim, there's a couple of things. You have to be current on your mortgage as of March 1st. Of 2020. So if you are already behind on your mortgage over 30 days late as of March 1st, you're not going to qualify for the partial claim. But if you do qualify as of March 1st, so your payments were current as of March 1st, that's step one. Then you move to step two. Step two is that you currently have the ability to pick up where you left off. So you're now reemployed, or you now have employment, and you're able to pick up on your payments where you left off. So you have to be able to tell your lender that, yes, I needed forbearance, but I'm in a position now where I can continue to make those monthly payments. Then lastly, the property has to be owner occupied. So it can't be an investment property. Now you can't purchase an FHA investment property with FHA loans, but you could have had an owner occupied property at some point, and then that had an FHA loan on it that you turned into an investment. But the property has to be owner occupied. So it has to be your primary residence for purposes of the partial claim. Now, I'm going to there's a document on the HUD website that goes into the direct verbiage that they've put out with regards to the partial claim. And I'm going to read that verbatim here in just a minute directly for their site. And I'm also going to provide a link below where you can access the document directly if you want to read it for yourself, because there is more language in there with regards to forbearance, but they added specific language as of the middle of April. I think it was April 17th that talked directly about this partial claim. So we're going to take a minute, we're going to dive into that. All right, guys, so here we go. So this document, again, is directly from HUD's website. The link is below. And now it goes on to talk more about the FHA forbearance process than just the partial claim. which I'm not going to get into today because I've done enough videos on how you actually go into forbearance, request forbearance. But it all starts with contacting your lender, letting them know your situation, which it mentions here below. But we're going to go to the part that we discussed in the video, which is the partial claim. And this is the language, again, that was added, as you can see there, on April 17th. Will I be required to make a lump sum payment to my loan servicer for the total missed payments at the end of COVID forbearance period? The answer, no. A lump sum repayment of the total missed payments is not required immediately at the end of the forbearance period. However, your lender will then evaluate to see what loss mitigation options may be available. Or if you are an owner-occupant borrower who indicates that they have the ability to resume making on-time mortgage payments and were currently less than 30 days late as of March 1st, you may be eligible for the standalone partial claim. A partial claim is a no-interest junior loan secured by your property. No payments are due on the COVID standalone partial claim until the payoff, maturity, or acceleration of your insured mortgage, including the sale of your property or a refinance, or the termination of your FHA insurance on your mortgage. If you are not eligible for the partial claim, your servicer will evaluate you with FHA's other loss mitigation tools to help you repay the balance owed over time. So there's a couple of things in there I didn't discuss directly. One is you actually can refinance if you have a partial claim. You have the ability to refinance through a streamline where they will, basically subordinate that claim and allow you to refinance the first. I don't know if they will allow you to refinance, pull cash out, and pay off that standalone. It's not real clear there, but they will allow a refinance. And also, if you get to the position where you're able to pay off your mortgage insurance, or you call your lender, your property's appreciated by 20% or whatever, you have that 80% equity and you want to get rid of the mortgage insurance, this says that you can also do that option as well. Another thing is if you don't qualify, right, you're at the end of your forbearance period and you don't have the ability to do the partial claim because you can't pick up and make payments, this basically says they will allow you, or they will discuss different options with you at that time. So the document is there. The link is below if you have additional questions. Okay, so now you've seen the language directly. There's a couple of other things that I want to touch on here, that I read from different websites with regards to FHA and their partial claim. And one thing is they do say that all fees will be waived. So any late fees and what have you will be waived during the partial claim. The partial claim does include PITI, so principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So if you missed your taxes and insurance, that will also be added to the end of the partial claim. And then the last thing is they only let you do this one time. So if you decide to go into forbearance and come out of it and accept the partial claim where the payments are added to the end, and then you go back into forbearance for any reason, at that point you're not eligible for another partial claim. There's only one partial claim per borrower. So keep that in mind when doing this process, that you don't have multiple times to go into this partial claim option. But again, as more information comes out on this subject, I'm definitely going to do updates on it. But this came from viewers. You guys asked me to do this video and I did it. I hope it was helpful. I hope it explained information in more detail. But if you do have additional questions, do me a favor, comment below. I'll do my best to answer them. I'll put out more videos as information becomes available. But I do want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your support, and we'll talk again soon. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.